Hey guys, I'm just here to welcome you to the next Believe Something Better Bible review.
I can see your face.
Okay guys, so without further ado, we're going to move into another review. This is our second Bible review, and I just hope that you enjoy it. I'm kind of enjoying doing these, and again, just a slight preface, I'm not reviewing any translations. This is not about reviewing translations. This is just totally about reviewing the product of what is being put out there. So here is my next one. This is going to be my ESV single column Heritage Bible, which Crossways has replaced now with the single column personal size Bible. I've had a chance to look through both of them. They are the same text block. They are the same font. I think the only difference is the personal size Bible has been updated from the 2011 um, text to the 2016 text. So without further ado, here's my personal size or single column Heritage, which is the single column personal size. Okay, you guys, this is the single column Heritage Bible by Crossway. You saw this one. You can see that it's been well loved. The gold is starting to fade. Just barely see the fact that that's the Crossway logo right there. English Standard Version, the English Standard logo, ESV, Holy Bible. And these are not tooled in. These were just gold that was stuck on there. This is, I'd have to say, if I were to pick an all-time favorite Bible, this is probably my all-time favorite Bible. I got this. This is in the imitation leather. It's fake leather. It's not something like this one, which is in the goatskin leather. I did a review of this one last time. This is the Cambridge Pit Minion, and it's just a gorgeous leather right there. And it's not. It's also not something like, whoa, like this. Ooh, about my laptop there. It's not something like this, which is bonded leather. You can see right here on the. This is my NIV Study Bible. Again, nothing tooled into it, just right here, and this says bonded leather. And actually, this one is old enough now that this bonded leather is about as soft. You can see my checklist for my reading. About as soft as that. A lot thinner. You can tell it's not as nice. I mean, it doesn't feel. Don't get me wrong, guys. This goatskin feels amazing. You can feel the squish in it. It's a nice Bible. But this one is about probably as soft as that Cambridge goatskin is. Brand new. I mean, I can easily push it here. Flops back forward. No big deal. That's bonded leather. I don't recommend a bonded leather Bible. They crack really quickly. The only reason that one hasn't is most likely because it has not been heavily used. But these new imitation leathers that they come out with, these are called True Tone. I don't know. You can see, yeah, just barely starting to fade away. True Tone with the ISBN right there for the Heritage Bible. You're not going to get a Heritage Bible anymore. I mean, maybe if you find one for sale used, but this is my favorite Bible. These True Tones, if you want, I mean, they feel amazing. This is, I guess, would be considered a grainless. It's smooth or flat grain, is what they're trying to imitate with this one. It doesn't have any raised sort of grain in it. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of marbling, and they did this two-tone here with this strip, and this right here. Crossways has stopped doing this with their True Tones. They've started doing all one cover, and they'll have like a tooled cross in it or a tooled design on the front. I think they have one that's called the window pattern. I think they still are doing the folio where they have like the spine is one color, a big strip right here of another color, and then just these corners will be the same color as the spine. But they've stopped doing this, and this is the only complaint that I have with this. You can see it right there. Where this two colors meet is a soft spot. And you can see as I bend it here that it naturally folds, even at the top here, just naturally folds at that junction. And that folding, when you're searching for pages, which is really when it comes the most, you can just see how it's caused problems here on the spine, on the spine, on the liner, and that's eventually going to tear. This is not as nice. It's rather stiff. The back is less stiff, I have to admit, because I've used the New Testament more than the Old Testament. They did these beautiful little corners right here. This is a paste down liner. Nothing fancy, nothing special. This is an edge lined. This being my favorite Bible, you're going to see a review at some point of this having been rebound. You can see that it's not going to stay open. Get through. They have they have the presentation page, of course, all of the family record pages, which I just kind of find interesting. And then Holy Bible, English Standard Version, Testament, and then I think it is on the next page here where we're going to see, yep, English Standard Bible, ESV, Single Column Heritage Edition. Now, I like this one better than the Legacy. I've looked at the Legacy. I've had a chance to hold and read the Legacy. Right there you can see it's the 2011 text edition. I had a chance to hold and read the Legacy. This one, I believe, was bound in China, if I remember right. But, and it's not staying open. But the Legacy, so when we get in here to the text, features, let me flip through to the center somewhere where we can see it lay flat. So in Chronicles, so here we go. One column, just like a book, guys. Just like a book. My only complaint with Crossway in their layout for these is they don't follow proper American formatting, where you start every conversation, every piece of dialogue on a new paragraph. That's a nitpick. You can follow it easily, but I mean, it still has, you can see it has these chapter numbers, has the headers, has the verse numbers, has the references across the top here, page number on both pages. Down at the bottom, it still has the footnotes from the translation footnotes. So that's just kind of a little nitpick, I guess. But and it is line matched. You can see, if I get really close, you can see right here, you can see that it is line matched here, which helps with the ghosting, because they did use rather thin paper on this to make sure that being single column, it didn't get too thick. I mean, you can see when I hold it this way and you look through at the light here. Yeah. So that's kind of just a little nitpick. But the Legacy, they kind of expanded it out, continue with the line match, but they got rid of this information here, this header, and they put it out here on the side, which for me just was not appealing to my eye. This looks more like a Bible just laid out like a normal book. I mean, and when we get to the ESV, my ESV Reader 6-volume set, the poetry is still laid out like a normal, like poetry. See, that's Psalms 18. This is Psalms 18, has this huge little introductory statement here, but just laid out like the poetry with the footnotes still here and the verses right out there on the outside floating edge. Makes it be where the poetry takes up a lot more space than the paragraph. Look at all those footnotes there and there. Anyways, the paper's not too bad as far as if I flip through this whole Bible, you're not going to see a single highlight or underline, because this is my reading Bible, and I've explained in other videos with my ADHD and my dyslexia, I don't highlight in my reading Bible. And that's what I bought this for. I bought this because I wanted a Bible that I could read from that would stay just my reading Bible. And I could read from it for years and years and years to go. And if I had known then what I know now, I probably would have looked for more of a goatskin leather, which means I probably would have ended up with a heirloom edition of the Legacy. But I'm happy I have this one, because my plan is to get this rebound, and I'll do a video when it comes to that. But I just love this. I mean, you can just totally, it's a pleasure to read. Easy to find chapters and verses. The verses are easy to find. It's not hard to find. I mean, and it's not a small text. It's a 9-point font. And so it is not a small text at all versus, something like this. This is the Cambridge Pitt Minion, which has a 6-point font, 6.75 font. And you can just see how much smaller that is. Their layout is different too, the two columns. And so I just absolutely love this Bible. It has been my constant companion. I've read through this whole thing, page after page after page of it. I've taken it to Bible studies. I've taken it to church, to meeting on Sunday morning. And it's been my constant companion. And I just absolutely love what Crossways is doing with their single column stuff. And it's just a joy. It's just a joy to have this Bible. So yeah, guys, I mean, the true tones are nice. You can see on the back where it's all one. It's rather easy to pull, to bend. It goes right back down. The true tones, I'd have to admit, if I was to buy another Bible, I probably would go with another true tone, just because I know that when I sit it on the shelf, this is going to hold up. This is going to last. Something like the goatskin leather here is not going to hold up as well if I just sit it on the shelf. And that's why I got this one specifically to carry with me places. It's small, it's hand size. I can throw it in my bag. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to rub it. By rub it, I mean when I hold it, it's going to be rubbed through my hands. A Bible like this size, which is bigger than this ESV Heritage. And that's the other nice thing, is the size of this Heritage. Okay. I got my finger in the shot. The size of this Heritage is rather nice. This is my NIV study Bible. My NIV study Bible here. And we can just see here. You can see that it's just dwarfing. You can see I can just slide my finger under the non-existent yap there. Just dwarfing this ESV. Just totally dwarfed. Look at the difference in spine there. So yeah, the other nice thing about this is the size. It's not too big for the hand. It's easily readable. But it is something that is just so nice. And so and this, the bonded leather, it is leather. There's a lot of glue mixed in with it too, and the glue typically is where it starts to come apart. You'll see the bonded leather start to, after extended use, I've seen these where they start to shred. Most of the time it's the corners up here that start to come apart first, because it's not really made to have a hinge in it, even though they put it in there. But this imitation leather, it's made from either urethane, or some of them are made from actual fabric. They're fabric. And so they just seem to last, except when you have something like that. So that's really sad for me. It's just the fact that it's starting to come apart. But yeah, I mean, this is my all-time favorite Bible. I absolutely love it. They did update this, like I said, into the ESV personal size, single column personal size Bible, or single column personal size Bible, where I've looked through it, and even the page numbers are the same, guys. I sat down and I opened up to a certain page. Christian book is great for this. So I went through to Mark, because that's one of the things that you can look up in Christian books. Interior view, they give you the first few pages of Genesis and the first few pages of Mark. So I went through and I looked at Mark. And what I discovered was, so there's no page number on Mark, first page of Mark, right? But the second page of Mark, I looked at it and I said, okay, so what do I have here on the second page of Mark? Mark 134. So the first verse here, 114. 134 is the last verse. So 114 through 134. And I looked, and I even looked for the word. What is the last word? The last word on here is because they knew him. And it was the exact same. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can look here. This is the second page of Mark. Starts exactly with the header right there above Mark 14. Jesus begins his ministry. It ends at the very end of Mark 34. That's page number 1473. It's focusing on my fingers. 1473. I can turn the page, and I did this on the next page too. For page 1474, starts with Mark 135, goes all the way through to chapter 2, verse 12, and ends with that verse. So therefore, next page starts with the beginning of the next verse. And I looked through, and I looked at the footnotes on the bottom, and I looked at the pages, and it may be a coincidence. Maybe Mark is exactly on the same number of pages as it is in this Bible. I don't know. I doubt that. I spot check Genesis too, because you can look at the beginning of Genesis, and so it is this. It is the same. It's just they gave it a different name. Instead of being the Heritage Bible, it's the Personal Size Bible. Great Bible. Highly, highly, highly. If you guys are wanting to have a different experience, and I do recommend that you get a Bible that you will read that gives you an experience that is something that is different. That's a different experience than something like this. This is a study Bible, right? 2 columns, references down the center, study notes. You're predisposed. Just by the name, you're predisposed to study in this one. But even if I were to start bringing out this one, right? This is the Cambridge again. 2 columns and the references. And so you're predisposed. In our culture, the only books that have more than 1 column are holy books. And I've looked into this. There are more than just the Bible that have more than 1 column. Holy books and textbooks. That's it. In the Western culture, a lot of the holy books have more than 1 column just so they can copy the Bible to make you feel like it's holy just like the Bible is. Whether that's right or wrong, it's not my place to say. But this automatically puts you in a certain perspective. Look at this now. I mean, it's just way more floppy than it used to be. Whereas this, that's different. Especially when you just see it in paragraph format. Not the poetry. There we go. It's just a book. Like any other. Chapter 20. So, highly recommend you guys looking into doing something like this if you are a reader. This is kind of a halfway step between the ESV's Reader's Bibles and a 2-column Bible, because this still gives you the reference material to be able to refer to a specific verse, whereas in the Reader's Bible, they don't give you that reference material. It is merely just the text, which, again, I have one of those. I'm going to do a review of that one. I love it, too. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous presentation of the Word. But for now, I'm going to show you this one. Again, this is my favorite Bible. It really is. I mean, apparently the book of Hebrews is really loose, because that's where that is right now. This is my favorite Bible. It's seen me, I bought it in 2015, and it's seen me through a few different things. Bought it for myself. May the 4th, May 2015. See me through a few different things. And this imitation leather, a lot of people only buy a goat skin, only buy a calf skin, only buy leather, something like that. And yeah, the leather is amazing. And this, I had never felt a goat skin Bible before. This is new to me. This is a new experience. But it doesn't take away from this at all. And these new imitation leathers, these new true tones, you can get them. Like this one is, I believe, called an ironed grain, where they've ironed it flat is the idea, or something along those lines. But you can also get them, as I've shown my ESV study Bible, where they have a grain on it. And this grain and this grain are really similar. I think this is a pebbly grain. This would be the same thing. This is a lot flatter. Again, easy to fold, easy to move. This one just flops. At Genesis, it'll stay open. So I mean, these imitation leathers are amazing nowadays. It's not like leather like it used to be. Highly recommend. If you are looking for a Bible that feels good in the hand and feels like a premium at a discounted price, that's the way to go. Will it wear out faster than this Bible? Yes, this one will. Again, that's why I'm going to be replacing this cover. But it's worth it. I mean, like, this is what, $160? This one was, I believe, $20, and still a gorgeous Bible. And you can buy these where they came in calfskin or other things, and it was the same text block. You open it up, you page match to the same text block. All they did is they took this block, and some of them got this imitation leather, some of them got the real leather. So definitely an option. I joined a group recently where they're all about premium Bibles, and I have to admit, premium Bibles are nice. I've looked at a lot of Schuyler's, I've looked at a lot of different Bibles, and I have to admit they are nice. But Cambridge, this is my first ever premium Bible that I ever bought, and that art gilding on there is just, I mean, gorgeous. Probably going to add that to this when I put it in, when I wrap it in goat skin. It's my first premium Bible, and I have to admit it's nice, but it doesn't take away from this. This is my all-time favorite. Gorgeous Bible, gorgeous presentation, easy to use, and the outside isn't all that bad. You know, I kind of hid away from imitation leathers for a long time, and there was a while I'd rather buy a hardcover because I thought it was nicer, and then I got some imitation leathers, and man, these are actually kind of nice, is what I decided. So I'm not the only one. I've actually read other reviews where they've said, you know what, imitation leather is at the point now where if you really want a nice Bible, think about getting an imitation leather one. So that's it for the English Standard Version single column Heritage Bible and the English Standard Version single column Personal Bible. So I will have a link to this Bible in the description below. Not this one, obviously, but the Personal Bible. I'm going to do it in the hardcover at Christian Book, and you can always scroll down and they'll have a list of different bindings that they have available for us. So, recommend this. The 2-column is traditional, yeah. 1 column is not, but 1 column is amazing. If you've never read a Bible in 1 column, try it. Try it. To just read it. It'll change the way that you look at the word. It brings fresh eyes automatically because it's not something that we're used to. So, thanks guys. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'm hoping to have another video out. Maybe I'll get into a little bit of teaching moments, some more teaching moments, and definitely you're going to see some more of This Is My Bible. I'm almost done with that mini-series. We went through reading Bibles last, and I believe the next Bibles that I'm going to go through we went through reading Bibles and studying Bibles. I believe next I was looking at either preaching/teaching the Bible or writing in the Bible was my next one. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon. And so I hope that during this video we were able to present you with a Bible that you may not have seen before and possibly help you to believe in something better. So if we have, please give us a like and subscribe down below, and you'll see some more from us here soon.